friends. I was just listening to the Advent playlist that I just made for you guys. The kids and I picked some of our favorites on Spotify. And so now we have a Story Hill Kids Advent playlist for all of December and right after Thanksgiving when Advent begins. So we're going to send you the link to this. One of the things that we love the most about the Advent season is that it gives us some meaning behind every day leading up to Christmas. A couple of the things that we really love to do are get some light and some candles out. We pull out our crafts that we've made in the past. Years ago, we decided that we wanted to print some ornaments and devotions to give a little more deeper meaning to the story of Advent, which just means the coming of Christ. The Jesse tree is something that you might be asking yourself, what is a Jesse tree? And I would love to show you, we actually got the book about 5 years ago from our sweet friends, the Glasses. And if you're wondering what the Jesse tree is, and you haven't heard of that before, I was going to read you just a tiny, tiny little bit out of here. But this is a picture out of a verse in Isaiah, back in the Old Testament, where it talks about how Jesus comes out of the stump of David's family. And David's dad's name was Jesse. And so we all are part of this family tree that comes from the Jesse tree, and then David, and then eventually Jesus. One of the songs on the playlist is actually called Matthew Begots, and it sings all about the genealogy and the family tree of Jesus. And all year long, we have been talking about at church what it looks like to see our own story in the midst of the grander, bigger story of the gospel. You can make a Jesse tree out of anything you want. You could get a tree out of your yard, a little tiny one, maybe out of the woods where all the leaves have fallen off. We did that one year. We put some white lights on it. We put it down in a little bucket. And then we started putting these ornaments on it every day. And we would read a devotion that went with it every day, talking about the story that all leads and points to Jesus. Another thing that my friends like to do that inspired me is we wrap up different Christmas books and put them under the tree. And they're books we've sort of collected over the years. So maybe the first few years you just have 3 or 4 books. By the time you guys get older, you might have collected almost enough to do a book every day. And so here's a couple other suggestions of some books that we really like. But this is also called Song of the Stars, that is by Sally Lloyd-Jones, who wrote the Jesus Storybook Bible. We love this one. And then this other one is called Itsy Bitsy Christmas. So these are for the smaller kids. They might enjoy that too, but I still enjoy it. And then don't forget to get some light and get some candles and maybe do some crafts. We can't wait to see what you create and what you make, and hope you enjoy the music.
Hi, Story Hill Kids families. We are part of the Arrington family.
Hi.
This is Luke and Jonah.
Hi again.
There's Jonah. Doug and Boone are not here, but we wanted to just take a minute and tell you guys a little bit of what we do as a family for Advent at this time of year. We have this Advent calendar punch out ornaments, and they are from Kids Read Truth, part of the She Reads Truth. And every day we punch out our ornament, read what's on the back of it, and then hang it up on the little light strand and just kind of talk about what that verse might mean to us as our family. All right, day 1. Read it so we can hear you, bud.
For to us a child is born, to give us a son is given, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace.
All right. We hope that's a little bit helpful knowing what we do as a family this time of year, and we would love to hear what works for your family.
Hello, we are the Notley family, and we'll show you how we celebrate Advent. We have a storybook Bible that we read, and we use our Advent candles.
Yes, we have an Advent candle holder that has 25 holes for our candlesticks, and we light a candle and we sing a song each day before Advent, or of Advent, and we read a story from our storybook Bible.
And we take out our nativity.
Who do you have, Leah?
Baby Jesus.
Jesus, Leah has baby Jesus.
Hey everyone, I'm Trey Akers,
Hi, I'm Lauren.
and tonight we're going to share with you 2 practices that we've developed over the years with our family to help us observe Advent better together.
The first practice is really centered on the Jesus Storybook Bible. If you're not familiar with it, I'd encourage you to check it out. It's just a really beautiful children's Bible, beautifully written, beautiful illustrations. But the basic idea in a nutshell is that there are 25 stories starting with, or about 25, starting with creation through the birth of Jesus in the Jesus Storybook Bible. So during Advent, starting December 1st, we read a story each night from the Jesus Storybook Bible and then hang a corresponding ornament on the tree. And actually found on Etsy, the source of all things, people who have tutorials for how to make ornaments that match the illustrations, one for each story. So like this is the creation ornament that goes with it. The thought is that you would, during the season of Advent, move through the story of the Old Testament and Jesus' birth, using the Jesus Storybook Bible and hanging a new ornament on the tree each night.
And so as part of our family practice, we will light a candle each night. And it can be as simple as lighting a single candle. We found this thing, I think it's called an Advent spiral, and we light a different candle. We add a candle and light a different candle each night, and we kind of lead towards the center of a circle. And after
By the time you get all the way to Christmas, you have, 25 candles going around this spiral. So you can kind of see visually your progression through Advent with each candle.
And so after we light the candle, we sing a song together as a family. We've hit on Away in a Manger as our opening song that really centers us and helps us focus on the story that we then read. And after that, we have 2 kids, so they take turns alternating who gets to hang the ornament on the tree. And as we add an ornament each night, our children take turns telling us the story of each ornament and how it actually leads to the whole bigger picture of the Christmas story that we've been discussing. And so once we've done that, we then come back to the couch, in our case, and sing Silent Night to kind of close out the evening. And after that, it's a mad dash to use the candle snuffer or blow the candles out. And there are constantly arguments about who gets to blow out what candles. But at the end of the day, I think they are still getting something of the Advent message in all of that.
Something, yeah.
And we also use another practice.
Yeah, this one might be familiar to those of you who have grown up in certain denominations, but it's just it's called an Advent wreath, and we put it on our dining room table. And basic idea is that there's one outside candle for each of the 4 Sundays of Advent, and then the center candle is the Christ candle that you actually light on Christmas Day, Christmas morning. And it's just another way, I think, to mark the season for kids. And I also feel like it sort of sets that dinner time apart from normal dinner times and makes it feel special. And so I think we have more intentional conversations over dinner during Advent, in part, I think, because of that.
I agree.
So we'd be happy to talk to anybody more about this further, but hope this has been helpful.
Thanks.
Thanks.